In this video, I'm going to show you how to easily draw a value stream map using Live Value Stream. You will see that it is very simple. Start by typing the address that I provided into your browser to access the page. The app will appear directly. The main area of the screen now shows a blank canvas where we will draw all the elements that make up our value stream. A column always appears anchored on the right, a side panel, where you will find the different elements that you can move to the blank canvas. At the bottom, you can see different buttons that are used to perform specific actions. For example, on the bottom left, you have two buttons that will allow you to step back every time you want to undo a mistake or redo that step. On the right, there are a couple of buttons to zoom in and out of the canvas. Finally, at the top, you will see the title bar. This bar allows you to specify the details of your map or to perform calculations on the pace of your map. On the far right, you will find a menu with different options that Live Value Stream offers you. Starting with the elements in the panel on the right, from top to bottom, the first one is the customer symbol, which makes sense to start with in practically all the value stream maps we draw. Click on the button with the customer symbol and, without releasing it, drag it directly to the area of the canvas where you want it to remain. After the customer, it makes sense to start adding different processes to your map. One process, another process, another process. You can adapt the view of your map as needed by clicking on the zoom buttons or simply clicking on the background of the canvas and dragging it. Next, we draw one last process here to complete the map. In any case, you can see that once a symbol is drawn, you can move it without problems simply by clicking on it and moving it up, down, left, or right. You can also move multiple elements at once by clicking on them and dragging them simultaneously. 2, 3, or more. Now, we place these processes at a distance that seems appropriate and complete our value stream by dragging a supplier to the far left. You will see, however, that whenever we draw new elements, the application will show you a couple of light blue bands to help you align them all. With this, the basic structure of your value stream map is now in place. Editing the data of an element, whether it is a customer, process, or supplier, is very simple. Click on an element to select it, and you will see two buttons immediately appear at the bottom center of the screen. The first button on the left allows us to edit that specific element, and the second button on the right allows us to delete it. If we click on the Edit button, a dialog box with all its values will appear on the screen, both those that are currently shown and others that remain hidden. To make this data visible, simply check the corresponding box. You can change either occupation values, in this case, or process time values, and you can change units. You can also change the process name. When you have completed the information you need, press the Confirm button. You can also edit different elements at the same time by selecting them and pressing the Edit button. Remember that for this, all the selected elements must be of the same type. Enter the data that is common and once again press the Confirm button. To deselect any of the processes already selected, simply click a second time on its drawing. With the first click, you select it. With the second click, you deselect it. If you click outside on an empty area of the canvas, none of the processes will remain selected. Currently, we have depicted customers, processes, and suppliers. Next, we will commence illustrating material flows. We will utilize the various buttons on the right panel, albeit with slightly altered functionality. To initiate the drawing of a material flow, simply click on the corresponding icon. You will notice anchors appearing on all elements available for connection. To link a process with its corresponding customer, click on the Start anchor, drag the line to the End anchor, and then release the mouse. The blank arrow signifies external flows external to our business. Similarly, we will connect the supplier with our first process. Below will depict a push flow between these two processes, a supermarket between them, and a sequence D flow between the last two. Additionally, you have the option to edit material flows. Click on the arrow connecting the first two processes on the map, and then press the Edit button. A specific dialog box will appear. Here you can modify its type, values, or include complementary icons. Always remember to press the Confirm button when finished. Another crucial aspect when creating value stream maps is considering their information flows. Typically, there's a central element that consolidates all these flows, known as production control. This element is pivotal. To connect production control with our processes, customers, or suppliers, we'll utilize the arrow displayed here. Upon selection, a new type of anchor appears. Then it's simply a matter of connecting the customer to the control to the supplier, and to our processes. We can also designate a specific process as the pacemaker of the value stream. Once selected, we press the Edit button and mark it as pacemaker equals yes. Here it is. To customize an information flow, we follow the same process as with other elements. Select Edit. We can specify it as a manual type information flow and add a brief description. Daily frequency. Upon pressing Confirm, we observe the arrow's shape changing and the text we've entered being displayed. Establishing the customer pace in a value stream is crucial. If you only require a basic calculation, the app can utilize the values specified on the map. Firstly, we need to ascertain the customer's demand, which we will include here. For instance, we'll input 24,000 units per month as customer demand. Secondly, we need to determine the planned operating time of the value stream. In our case, it will be the pacemaker process, which will define it. Let's input, for example, 480 minutes per day. With just these two pieces of information, Live Value Stream can provide you with a takt time value. If you wish to fine-tune this number further, simply click on the text in the title bar and adjust it as needed. With this, the map would be nearly complete. To finalize it, we'll draw the timeline that we want to emphasize. The timeline, once again, is drawn slightly differently, but it's still quite straightforward. I'll select the icon with the broken line and then individually mark all the elements and material flows that I wish to connect. If any steps are overlooked, the line will appear in red. Once I've finished, I click the timeline button again to confirm it. The app will then automatically display both value-added and non-value-added times. You can edit and delete the timeline just as we've done with the other elements. As mentioned, this map is now practically complete. There would only be one last interesting point missing, which is marking the points of the value stream where we have identified losses with Kaizen stars. For example, I might consider that in this material flow there is a problem. I'll edit and type transportation delays to customer. From here, I will propose one or several projects to solve the problem. I sincerely hope you found this video interesting. Of course, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a message in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you, and see you in the next video.